What if I told you that the reason your prayers aren't being answered has nothing to do with God's timing and everything to do with what you did today? Before you clicked on this video, you probably practiced at least 2 habits that are literally blocking heaven's blessings from reaching you. And here's the thing, the Bible is crystal clear about all these habits. Let's start with the most common one. So normalized in our culture that even church-going Christians do it without thinking twice. I'm talking about holding grudges. Jesus didn't sugarcoat this in Matthew 6:14-15. He said, "If you don't forgive others, your Father won't forgive you either." Think about that. Your unforgiveness towards someone who hurt you 5 years ago might be the exact reason your breakthrough has uncome. That coworker who betrayed you, that friend who gossiped about you, that family member who disappointed you. Holding on to that anger is like drinking poison and expecting them to die. God's blessings flow through clean vessels, and bitterness clogs everything. The second habit is complaining. We do this so casually. Traffic is bad, we complain. Weather is hot, we complain. Bills are due, we complain. But Philippians 2:14 tells us to do everything without grumbling or arguing. Because complaining is basically telling God, what you've given me isn't good enough. The Israelites complained in the wilderness, and what happened? A journey that should have taken 11 days took 40 years. Your complaining might be extending your wilderness season. Every time you focus on what's wrong, instead of what God has already done, you're pushing blessings away. Here's the third one, and this hits different. Comparing yourself to others. Social media has made this habit an epidemic. You scroll through Instagram and see someone's highlight reel, and suddenly you're unhappy with your own life. But Galatians 6:24 says to test your own actions without comparing yourself to someone else. When you're obsessed with what God is doing in someone else's life, you completely miss what He's trying to do in yours. That person's blessing isn't your blessing. God has a custom plan for you, but you'll never see it if you're too busy watching someone else's journey. Jealousy and envy don't just block blessings, they invite chaos. Number 4 is living in doubt and fear. This one is sneaky because it disguises itself as being realistic or being prepared for the worst. But Hebrews 11:6 makes it plain. Without faith, it's impossible to please God. When you constantly worry about money, when you're always anxious about the future, when you speak negative things over your life, you're activating fear instead of faith. And here's the thing, fear and faith both ask you to believe in something you can't see. Fear asks you to believe in failure. Faith asks you to believe in God's promises. You can't have both. God doesn't bless doubt. He blesses faith. If you're always expecting the worst, don't be surprised when that's exactly what shows up. And the 5th habit is the one that's probably the hardest to admit. Putting money and material things before God, this isn't just about rich people. You can be broke and still be guilty of this. Matthew 6:24 says, "You cannot serve both God and money." Every time you say, "God understands I need to chase this opportunity, even if it means compromising my values, or I'm skipping Bible study to work overtime this week, or I'm too stressed about bills to focus on spiritual things right now," you're choosing money over God. And here's the brutal truth. When you put anything before God, that thing becomes your provider instead of Him. And when that thing becomes your provider, it also becomes your limit. God is limitless. Your job isn't, your side hustle isn't, your savings account isn't. James 4:22 says, "You don't have because you don't ask God." But even deeper than that, you don't have because you're asking your bank account, your boss, or your business, instead of asking the one who owns everything. The moment you prioritize God above your pursuit of money, that's when He opens windows you didn't even know existed. So here's the reality check. These 5 habits aren't just blocking your blessings. They're blocking the version of yourself God is trying to reveal. Every grudge you hold, every complaint you make, every comparison you draw, every doubt you speak, and every time you choose money over God, you're building a barrier between you and the abundant life Jesus promised in John 10:10. But here's the good news. You can tear down that barrier today, right now, this very moment. Start with one habit. Just one. Maybe it's forgiving that person who hurt you. Maybe it's catching yourself before you complain and choosing gratitude instead. Maybe it's deleting that social media app that's feeding your comparison trap. Maybe it's speaking faith over your situation even when it looks impossible. Maybe it's putting God first even when it doesn't make financial sense. Whatever it is, take the first step today. God isn't waiting for you to be perfect. He's waiting for you to be willing. And when you become willing to remove these barriers, watch how fast heaven responds. Watch how doors open. Watch how provision shows up. Watch how peace floods your mind. The blessings aren't far away. They've been waiting for you to make room for them. If this video convicted you, challenged you, or encouraged you, do me a favor. Share it with someone who needs to hear this message and drop a comment telling me which of these 5 habits you're recommitting to break today. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to Bible Undefeated for more scripture-based content that actually strengthens your faith without the fluff. Let's build a community of believers who are serious about receiving everything God has for us. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. Don't let another day go by building walls when God is trying to build bridges.